everyone. Welcome back to English Alongway, where you grow in life and grow in English. I'm Alina.
And I'm Marcus, and today we are going to argue.
We are not going to argue.
We absolutely are going to argue.
Okay, here is a question for you. Can you learn to speak English without ever speaking to anyone?
That sounds like a trick question.
It is, a little bit.
Because the answer is obviously no.
Is it obvious?
Wait, is this going to be one of those episodes?
It might be.
Okay, I'm ready. Go.
I'm saying millions of people are learning English right now, alone, with apps, with podcasts, with books, with shows, with music, with journals, and some of them are getting very good.
Getting good at what, though?
At English.
Or the idea of English?
Okay, that's actually interesting, but we'll get there.
Oh, we'll get there.
Here's the thing. I think self-study is more powerful than people give it credit. You can build vocabulary alone. You can understand grammar alone. You can listen and read and write all alone. And that is real progress. That is not pretend learning.
Sure, I don't disagree with that.
Good.
But here's my problem.
Already?
Yes, already. You can do all of that and then meet one real English speaker and completely fall apart.
That's a bit dramatic.
Is it? You know this happens. Someone studies for a year, their grammar is good, their vocabulary is good, then a native speaker says, "Hey, what's up?" and they freeze.
That happens sometimes, but it doesn't mean self-study failed. It means the person needs more practice.
More practice alone?
More practice, period.
Okay, but here's a simple question. Can you learn to swim by reading about water?
Oh, come on. That is not the same thing.
It feels the same to me.
Language is not swimming, Marcus. You are not going to drown if you make a grammar mistake.
No, but you might go very quiet and stop trying, and that is its own kind of drowning.
Okay, that was actually fair. But let me say this more clearly. When you practice alone, you are safe. You can make mistakes, you can repeat something 10 times, you can think slowly, you can stop and check a word, and that is real learning. You need that safe space.
I agree. You need that space, but you also need the opposite of that space.
What do you mean?
Real conversation is unpredictable. A real person doesn't wait for you. A real person says something unexpected. They use words you never studied. They speak fast. They ask follow-up questions. And you have to respond right now. That kind of pressure, that is where real learning happens.
Or where real panic happens.
Sometimes both.
See, that is my point. If you are not ready, real conversation does not help you. It scares you. And when you're scared, you stop trying.
Or when you're scared, you push through and something clicks. And after that click, nothing is the same.
That works for some people, not for everyone.
Maybe. But I believe more people are ready than they think they are. They just don't believe it yet.
And I believe more people are stopped by fear than by lack of ability.
Wait, so we actually agree on something?
Don't get excited. We disagree on what to do about that fear.
Okay, what do you think?
I think prepare more. Build confidence first, so when you finally speak, you feel ready. You don't feel like you're jumping off a cliff.
And I think speak now. Be bad at it. Learn from being bad at it.
Be bad at it. That is your advice.
When you say it like that, it sounds terrible.
It does.
But you understand what I mean. The fastest way to get better at conversation is to have conversations, even bad ones, even painful ones.
But if every conversation is painful, people quit, and then you've lost them completely.
Then they quit, but at least they tried.
That is not helpful, Marcus.
Okay, here is what I actually believe. Preparation without action becomes a trap. You keep studying because studying feels safe. You never speak because speaking feels dangerous. And 1 year passes, then 2 years, and you are still not ready yet.
Okay, that one landed.
Yeah?
I'm not agreeing with you.
But you're thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it.
That's enough for me.
Here's where I push back, though. You make self-study sound like hiding, like people who practice alone are only doing it because they're afraid. That's not fair.
I don't think all self-study is hiding.
You kind of implied it.
I said preparation can become a trap. That's different from saying all preparation is bad.
Good, because some people are genuinely introverted. Some people live in places with no English speakers around them. Some people work full-time and cannot go to a language class. For those people, alone is not a choice. It is in reality.
That's completely fair. I hear that.
So self-study isn't only for people who are scared. For many people, it is the only door they have, and we should respect that.
Okay, yes, I respect that. But even if you live somewhere with no English speakers, you have the internet. You have language exchange apps. You have video calls with strangers who want to learn your language. The option exists, always.
If you have the confidence to use it,
And if you don't have the confidence?
then you build it alone first.
Or you build it by using it, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's messy.
Ugh, we are going in circles now.
A little bit, but good circles, productive circles.
Sure, productive circles. Okay, let me tell you something real. When I was learning English, I went through a long phase of practicing alone every day. I listened to podcasts in English. I wrote a journal in English. I practiced speaking out loud, yes, by myself in my room, just to hear how words felt in my mouth.
To yourself.
To myself.
Were you worried about that?
A little. It felt strange. But here is what happened. One day, completely by accident, a tourist stopped me on the street and asked for directions in English. And I answered her, without stopping, without panicking, just answered, fluently.
Wait, seriously?
She said, "Oh, your English is really good." And I almost cried right there on the sidewalk.
That is very you, actually.
It was a big moment, and that moment happened because I had prepared. All that time alone, it built something real inside me, a quiet confidence.
Okay, I like that story. I genuinely do. But can I tell you mine?
Please.
I was the complete opposite. I jumped in early. My English was bad, really bad. But I found a language exchange partner online and we started talking, video calls, once a week. The first few calls were rough.
How rough?
Long silences. I mean long. And I said things that made no sense. One time I was trying to say, I'm nervous, and I said, I am a nervous system.
No way.
To a stranger on a video call, I am a nervous system.
What did they say?
They were very kind. They laughed just a little and corrected me, and I will never forget that phrase again, ever, in my life.
Okay, I admit that is a good argument for conversation.
Thank you. But here's the real point. After 10 of those calls, I was not perfect. My English was still not perfect, but I was not afraid anymore. And once the fear goes down, everything changes. Everything opens up.
The fear was the wall.
The fear was the wall, and conversation knocked it down. Slowly, painfully, but down.
Okay, I will give you that, genuinely. Here's what I think we have both been dancing around this whole conversation. It isn't really about alone versus together. It's about stages.
Say more.
In the beginning, especially if you are shy or you have very low confidence, self-study gives you a foundation, a floor to stand on. So when you finally speak with someone, you're not starting from nothing. You have something inside you.
I can accept that.
And then, yes, at some point, conversation has to happen, because language is not just grammar. Language is connection. You don't learn a language to pass a test. You learn it to reach people, to be understood, to understand someone who thinks differently than you.
That is a beautiful way to say it.
I know.
He knows.
But that means both things are necessary, just at different times in different amounts for different people. It is not a competition.
So the answer is both?
The answer is know where you are and be honest about why you're staying there.
Meaning, if you've been studying alone for 2 years and you're still not ready to speak,
then maybe it's not about readiness anymore. Maybe it's about fear wearing the mask of preparation.
Ooh, that's a really good line.
I have my moments.
You absolutely do.
Okay, now we want to ask you, yes, you listening right now, 3 simple questions. Take a real moment with each one. Don't rush.
First question. When you practice English alone, what are you actually preparing for? What is the moment you're getting ready for? Do you have a clear picture of it in your mind?
Brief pause. Second question. Have you ever told yourself, I will speak when my English is better? And if yes, how long have you been saying that?
Brief pause. And the third question. What would happen if you had one English conversation today? Even a short one, even an imperfect one. What is the worst realistic thing that could happen?
Brief pause. Think about those. Really think. Because sometimes the answer shows us something important, not about our English, but about ourselves.
Okay, so where do we land?
I think both paths are real. Self-study is real work. It builds vocabulary, grammar, listening skill, and quiet confidence. Don't let anyone tell you it's not valuable. It is.
And at the same time, there is something only conversation can give you. That moment when you're thinking in English, reacting in English, laughing in English with another human being. That feeling is different. That is something you simply cannot get alone at your desk.
So here's how I think about it. Self-study builds the house. Conversation makes it a home.
That's actually really beautiful.
I know.
He knows again.
The point is, don't hide in one and avoid the other. Use both. Let them work together. And if fear is holding you back from one of them, notice that. Name it out loud. And then take one small step towards the thing that scares you. Just one step. You don't need to jump.
Even if your English isn't perfect yet.
Especially if your English isn't perfect yet. Because perfect is not the goal. Connection is the goal. And connection starts the moment you try.
Well said, Alina.
Thank you, Marcus. Don't sound so surprised.
I'm never surprised. If this conversation helped you today in any small way,
Keep listening. Keep growing.
see you next time.